Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have some very interesting review for you. It's not a review, I would call it some sort of guideline or something. How to protect ourselves from 5G LTE. So basically what you should do in order to protect yourself. Okay, first let's start with what is 5G. 5G is a fifth generation of wireless communication technologies or wireless network for the phones, tablets. It can be implemented to laptops in variety of devices. It's a cellular data network. Right now they are at a large scale adoption in last year and this year 2012. Every telecommunication service provider is in development of upgrading infrastructure to 5G. Frequency spectrum in 5G is divided into millimeter waves, mid bands and low bands. Low bands use a similar frequency range as the predecessor 4G. Millimeter waves is the fastest with actual speed, often being 1-2 gigabits. Frequency are above 24 gigahertz, reaching up to 72 gigahertz, which is above the extremely high frequency band's lower boundary. The reach is short, so more cells are required. Millimeter waves have difficulty traversing many walls and windows, so indoor coverage is limited. It's the most widely deployed in over 30 networks. So basically I will stop with the technical explanation. Basically it's faster than 4G and the 3G and the other net. So basically what you should do? Basically, if you have a phone which is old, which don't have 5G, you're good to go. If you want to reduce, here is example an iPhone, old iPhone, here you are. If you want to reduce the network to limited, I would say limited, to receive less less waves from the network, here on the iPhone, you open settings, you go to cellular, you go to cellular data options. Here, as you can see on the voice, I use second generation network. I have other options, but I decided to use 2G because I want to reduce the exposure to the waves and my phone to receive as minimum waves as minimum. So as you can see, I have other options like a 3G, like 4G LTE, and I am stick with 2G. This is my choice, okay? Remember, if you go to this lower, I would say, environment and network. For example, if you expect fast speeds, you won't be able to do so because on 2G the speeds are very slow because you receive less exposure. Also on 3G, again the same. So on 4G you have faster speeds, 4G LTE, but you get more exposure, so you receive more waves. On 3G is the same, faster speeds and more exposure. Basically, if you wish to have to receive less exposure, your only option is to use slower or older network. For example, 2G is second generation network, 3G is the third generation network. So this was my guideline for iPhones, how to switch them in older, slower environment. I will show you how to do so in Android as well. Here I will show you Android phone. This is old Android phone. So basically, again, you go into the settings first. After that, in every phone it's a little bit different, but the menus should be close. And the goal is here is the same. The older the generation of network is, the less exposure you get from them. So basically, if your phone doesn't have 5G and you wish to minimize the exposure and you don't care about speed of the internet, you can switch to 3G or 2G. If you have 5G phone, better switch again to 4G or 3G or 2G, it's up to you. The bigger the number is, the bigger the exposure is. The 5G you get maximum exposure, 4G less exposure, 3G even less exposure, 2G the minimum exposure, and it's very old. So your device will continue to operate in the normal voice, but the data will be very slow. So here on my connection, you go to the connection from the Android phone, and after that you go to the mobile network. As you can see here, here as you can see, VoLTE calls enabled. This is what I decided to do. Here on my phone I have variety of options. I have 3G only, 2G, 3G auto connect, and LTE, which is 4G, LTE, 3G, and 2G auto connect. So I decided to be able to be on 2G, 3G since I don't have lower option. That's my only lower option which I found. So basically, with every device is the same. If you use laptop, it's the same. I mean, it doesn't matter. The bigger the network is, the more exposure you get. The older the network is, the less exposure you get. For example, you can safely use your laptop in 3G network. Again, on the laptop it's a little bit different because you're not, you don't receive direct radiation like the phones. On the phones you have two types of radiation. One is called body radiation, which when you put your phone close to your body, and the second one is it is your when you put your phone to your head. So head exposure is the biggest, and it goes to the cancer, other bad medical conditions. So what I can say, so better put your phone from the far distance or use a hands-free. On the laptop it's different because you don't put your laptop to the head, I guess. I don't know people who do that, but maybe they exist somewhere. So basically you will be safe in your laptop even if you use 4G, but if you wish to remove the coverage you can always switch to Wi-Fi or 3G network. And avoid 5G at all cost. I personally, probably, first, I don't own any 5G devices, so I won't be able to use 5G even if I wish. And second, even if I own 4G device, like I do at the moment, I have 3 4G devices, and I don't use 4G at all. I use 3G and 2G. That's my favorite. They are older generation, much slower, exposure is much better, so you receive less exposure, and you probably will live longer if you use 2G and 3G like me. So it's personal choice again, depends what you need. If you're after speed, you go to 4G, 5G. If you wish to receive better health and less cancer risk, 2G and 3G are the options. There aren't less harmful things except 2G and 3G. Probably corded phones, which almost are non-existing these days. I have not seen corded phone for a while, but I guess they still exist somewhere. I also have my tablet, which I will show in a moment. Again with here is my tablet, as you can see. Again, you go to settings, you go to cellular data, My server data is off at the moment, and when you enable it, you can go to the options. You have 2G, 3G, and 4G LTE. In the future, they will probably add the 5G icon if you don't see it yet. So I think this was enough for today, people. Keep watching my videos. If you like them, like, share, subscribe, reshare, post them, make them more widely available so the people can learn how to protect themselves for the harmful 4G and 5G networks. And till the next time, people. Bye for now.